Can you imagine a wall that never ends? For centuries, the Roman Empire felt safe behind its massive borders. Deep rivers and stone towers protected their world. The Roman legions were the best soldiers on earth. They believed no one could ever break through. But deep in the forests and plains, a new shadow was moving. A terror was coming that the Romans did not understand. These were the Huns. They didn't fight like civilized men. They moved like the wind and struck like lightning. In this video, you will see the exact moment the invincible Roman line finally snapped. Stick around until the very end, because I am going to reveal a secret tactic the Huns used that still baffles historians today. You will learn how one forgotten battle changed the map of the world forever. Our story focuses on a place called the Danube River. To the Romans, this river was a giant moat. It separated their bright cities from the dark, wild lands of the north. They built hundreds of forts along the water. Thousands of soldiers watched the horizon every single day. One of these places was a fort named Outis. It sat right on the edge of the empire. The soldiers there were proud and well-armed. They wore heavy armor and carried giant shields. They thought their position was perfect, but they were wrong. They were looking for a slow army that marched in lines. Instead, they were about to meet a swarm of horsemen. These men did not carry heavy shields. They carried bows that could shoot further than any Roman weapon. The air at Outis was about to turn black with arrows. The Huns had a secret weapon that the Romans could not stop. It was their composite bow. This bow was small but very powerful. A Hun could sit on a moving horse and shoot an arrow with perfect aim. They did not wait for the Romans to get close. They stayed far away and rained down death. The Romans wanted to fight hand to hand with swords, but the Huns refused to play by those rules. They would ride in, shoot their arrows, and then turn around to run away. This was a trick. When the Romans followed them, the Huns would turn back and attack again. This was called the feigned retreat. It made the Roman soldiers angry and confused. They were used to bravery and big battles. They weren't ready for an enemy that fought like a pack of wolves. The Roman armor was heavy and slow. The Hun riders were light and fast. The Romans were fighting the future of war, and they didn't even know it yet. The battle at the Outis River was a disaster for the Romans. The ground was muddy and the air was cold. The Roman general tried to keep his men in a tight line. He wanted them to hold their shields high, but the Huns were too fast. They rode around the Roman flanks and shot arrows from every side.
Soon, the Roman line began to crumble. Soldiers began to drop their heavy shields. They tried to run, but there was nowhere to go. The Huns showed no mercy. This was the moment the world changed. For hundreds of years, the Roman border was a wall of stone and steel. Now, it was just a graveyard. The Huns didn't just win a battle, they opened the door to the heart of the empire. With the border gone, nothing could stop them from reaching the rich cities of the south. The invincible Roman army was finally broken. Why does this forgotten battle matter today? It teaches us that no wall is truly permanent. But the Huns brought a new way of thinking. They used speed, technology, and surprise to win. This battle at the Outis River was the beginning of the end for the Western Roman Empire. Now, for the secret tactic. It was how they treated their horses. The Huns traveled with up to 10 horses per soldier. While a Roman horse would get tired, a Hun simply hopped onto a fresh, rested horse. They were the first high-speed army in history, moving 24 hours a day.